welcome you back to the channel. We have, of course, more Sims play. My name is Luna. If you are here, I welcome you, my stars and starlets. If you're coming back, hopefully you're going to find this very informative. So we're going to have another little tutorial beginner video that is coming to you. Now, this one's going to break down how exactly do you play The Sims? Now, a lot of us could answer this question. Some of us could say, oh, well, you build homes and furnish them for people that don't want to build or furnish. Or, oh, you make Sims so you can play with them and people can download them. Or you can say, no, you just make a sim and go at it. Go live your life. Go enjoy whatever you want to do in The Sims. So many options to play the game. There is no wrong way to play The Sims. It is your game. It's your life simulation. You make the most of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what all these little buttons are around here, because it can be very intimidating sometimes as a new simmer coming in and you're like, how do I, what do you mean? What do I click on? So I'm going to try and get through what I can to make it as easy as possible. Now, some of you may look at it and be like, well, duh, that's how you click. Well, not everyone is a point and click type of player. I am a point and click type of player. If I don't understand what the instructions are doing, or if it doesn't show me a demo, I go into the game and I just start clicking and start memorizing. Oh, that's how you do that. But sometimes you need to see it, and that's perfectly fine. So we have our sim here. She is in our home, and pretty much the basics are this. If you can roll over something and you see an arrow or something pop up, there's different things that you can do. So these little white bubbles are your menus. If you click on anything, it is going to tell you what you can do with it. The refrigerator, it's going to tell you what you can do with it. It's really honestly that simple. So it pretty much is just a simple point and click. So if you want food, where are you going to get food? You're either going to go to the refrigerator or you're going to go to your stove, or if you have a microwave or any type of appliance. If it's something that you want, you're going to click on it and it's going to give you the bubbles to do what you need to do. Now, of course, if what you're looking for isn't there, you're going to click on more choices and it might give you more choices and stuff like that. If you're not sure what something is, click on it. It's not going to break your game, because if you don't save, you can always just reboot the game from your last save. That's an easy thing right there. That's a little Sims trick. If you save periodically and something happens and you know you don't want to save, just end your game and reboot it up, and then you're off where you left off. Simple as that. But once you save, there's no going back. It's in stone. It's in the Sim stone. There's nothing you can do. So, and that goes for the same thing. And that goes for the same thing when you're talking to Sims. So let's check and see if there's any Sims around us. There actually is a Sim by us. So if there's a sim that we want to talk to, we're going to click on them and it's going to give us options. Usually if you've never met a sim before, you're going to have to introduce yourself, or you can just tell them to go away. You don't want to meet them. You have an option for rude introduction, respectful introduction, and friendly introduction. So we'll just do a respectful one. That's not something you have to do. I never really do respectful introductions. I don't know why. It's just... it is what it is. So we've introduced ourselves to them. And now what we can do is we can click on them, and now we have more options. And every time you want to interact with them, you have to click on them again. And then you can do friendly introductions, romance, mean, mischief, all of those things. And of course, every time you're going to have more options, and you can choose what you want to talk to them about. It'll either going to go south, or it's going to go perfectly well. So at the top here, this is where the people that you're talking to. Now, if there's more than one person in the area, this is where they're going to show up. And you can click on them. It's going to tell you what mood that they are in. Right now, she's happy. Her name is Lilith Vitor, and over her head, it's going to tell you whether she's a young adult, an elder, whatever. And she just took off. She did not want to hang out with us. So, we're going to go ahead and head back home. Once you go out away from your home, the bottom corner, as you can see, there's a little house next to your picture. You can just click on go home. And now your sim is going to go back home. Oh, we almost got hit by that car. If there's a time where your sim goes off the screen like this and you cannot find them, go over to your sim, right click, and that camera's going to pin themselves to the person, and then you'll be able to follow them and what they're going to do. Now, sometimes you have to keep right clicking so the camera will keep following them, and then you can let them go and just follow with the camera of what you want to do. Now, I'm going to break down into some things that may seem pretty mundane to others, but as a beginner, you don't know what any of these buttons are. In the top left-hand corner, you're going to have your build mode. So if there's ever a time that you need to add a wall, delete something, you're going to go to your build mode, and it's going to take you to the process of where you would build. Just like if you're building a brand new thing, if you want the sim to buy a new bed. So in a sense, this is pretty much where you go shopping. So if you want to buy a bed, if you want to buy, add on to your house or anything, this is where you're going to go. And then bottom left-hand corner is where it's going to break down all of your items by room or by house item, by wall, window, fence, stairs. And then you can go down to the objects and you can break it down even more to show all objects, comfort objects, surfaces, activities, decorations, so on and so forth. Another thing that I want to show you, this little light bulb is going to take you to the gallery. Now, the gallery is the online place where you would upload, save your Sims, or download other people's products. So my gallery and my library, this is all the things that I've built and all the Sims that I have made, including the ones for custom content. Now, I do offer a lot of my items in the gallery. So if you want to look up other people's stuff to download, this is where you would do it. If you want to find a house to build, if you want to find Sims to use, you can go to the open gallery, or if you specifically know someone who you like their stuff. So say I want this build, it's going to tell me how many bedrooms, the lot size, and a little bit more information. Usually people put descriptions on it, and it'll also tell you what DLC that they have. If you want to save it to your library, you would just click that save with the arrow with the little lines going up. If you want to place it down, you're going to go to the right side and place lot. Now, if the lot is too small, it'll tell you that it's going to take some items out, or it's going to pretty much not going to have everything. And of course, if it's just the right size, it'll be perfect. If you have more lot than what you're putting down, then of course you're just going to have more extra land. So when we go back to play mode, and we're going to use this next tool, whether it's in play mode or in build mode, the arrows up on the top right hand side are going to show you the different floors. So this house is not a 2-story house, but we can go up and we can see where the roofing is at, or where other flooring was. So if you ever want to see your entire house, you're going to use these arrows. And if you want to go down into a basement, you would go down. This house doesn't have a basement, so I don't have another option to go down because I'm not in build mode. The next one we have is the walls up and down. So I toggle with these a lot. It just depends on what I'm doing. So now, of course, I can see all the walls up. But when you have all of the walls up, when you go into your Sim's house, you literally, like, the walls are going to stay up no matter which angle that you go. So it's kind of hard to see depending on how big the space is. So when I go in the bathroom and all the walls are up, it's really hard to see. Even when I zoom out, like, it's very difficult. I usually only use this for pictures and if I'm doing any type of videography with that. And the next one that we have is all the walls down. So this has all the walls down, so you can actually see what's going on outside. And usually there's majority items you'll still see what's on the wall. So pretty much this gives you free range to see everything in and out of your house. And even when you zoom out, you can see everything that's going on. The next option is half walls. So this is going to cut out the walls of where you're facing. So I'm facing this way, so those walls are out. But when I turn, those walls are going to disappear because this is where I'm standing in front of. They can be a little glitchy, a little finicky at times. But I go in between no walls and the half walls just because sometimes playing with them, it's nice to actually see some of the walls. I feel like I'm actually like in there, but then sometimes when I have a small space, I just need to get rid of all the walls because I'm like, I can't see a thing. So our next one is center or current lot. If you click on that, it's going to center you on the lot. So no matter where I go, if I'm like, oh my God, where am I? It's going to center me back to my lot. Sometimes I zoom out and I want to see who's around me, what's going on over here. Can I go visit this person? And then if I'm doing too much, I'll be like, oh crap, where's my house? I'll just go up here, click that button. It's going to center me back on my lot, and then I can get back to doing what I was doing. As we talked about in a previous video, we have Emily, our help center. That is this button with the hand and the question mark. If there's ever a time that you need help with something, you can click on that and you can go back to tutorial basics or view live mode lessons. So there's always that there now. I think that's really helpful, especially with new simmers coming in. And sometimes even me playing, I don't play a lot of stories, so I forget what I can and can't do sometimes. And so it's nice to click on that little Emily there. The next one we have is the camera controls. Now, the camera controls can be very funky. So you can zoom in and out with that. I like to use my mouse wheel personally. This is me using my mouse wheel, and this is me using the slider. That's how you can zoom in and out. This is a rotate view. If you want to use these buttons, left and right. I like to use my mouse. If I hold my left button down, if I hold my right button down on my mouse, I like to rotate this way. I just hold it down and then I can go left or right. The left click is just a click and drag. If you use your mouse, your left button, it's just you click it and it's gonna drag the screen. So we have a rotate and our drag with our mouse, or you can rotate with the buttons on the camera. Now this one is the Sims 4 camera. The Sims 4 camera works very differently than the Sims 3 camera, which is next. The Sims 4 camera is literally just a front camera and there's no little circles on top of it. I prefer the Sims 4 camera. Yeah, I prefer the Sims 4 camera because I can easily just click, rotate, and all this. When you go to the Sims 3 camera, the controls are completely different. So when I hold down my right button and try to move, it doesn't, I don't like this. I feel like I don't have as much control in which direction I want to go. So this was my right button. As you can see, it's not rotating anymore compared to my Sims 3 camera. If I right click and hold, it rotates. This does, I don't know what this is. I don't like it. See, I'm not going that direction and it's taking me that. I don't like the Sims 3 camera. And then left click does nothing. Left click does absolutely nothing. So the best way if you're using Sims 3, the rotate is this way. I prefer Sims 4. That's just me. I don't know what they were thinking in Sims 3 personally, but I don't like it. So use whatever camera you want to use. And then up on the next to the camera, you're going to get your notification wall. This is going to give you the fun notifications that randomly pop up with your bills are due, if someone is telling you that they need to go. This one, she's acquired the charisma skill. So your notification wall is going to just fill with things that the game is trying to tell you. Information that's going on. If your friend dies, if you get a promotion. So keep an eye on your notification wall. Anytime this gets full, just hit your trash can and delete all, and you're good to go. Always good to go. And then the 3 dots are your options bar. This is you're going to get very familiar with. You can hit save, save as, and then do all your other things that you need to do in the game. Of course, that's something you really, really need to get familiar with. Let's go ahead and get her through her day. She is sleeping on us right now, so we're going to go to the center bar that's down here. This is one that you're probably going to use a lot because you have the pause option, which it'll also tell you the hotkey. There's a pause for 0, or you can click on the pause. So if I click 0, it's going to pause. If you have a side number lock, as long as your number lock is on, those work as well. Then you have your play button. This is a normal speed. Again, it tells you the number it's going to work on your keyboard. That is a 1, and we're already on play, so we can pause, and then we can click 1, and we're back to going. Then we have our fast speed, which is 2. So that's going to speed it up a little bit faster. And your clock, you can look at the difference in how fast it is going and usually how fast your sim is moving. So if we go back to 1, it's going to slow down the time just a little bit. We're going to hit 2, and then you can probably guess what the next speed is. It is going to be our 3 key. This one is going to speed you up really, really fast. As you can see, the number is moving so quickly that we can't even see the other number. And of course, if we need to pause for anything, boom, it is now paused. 1, 2, and 3 are the different ones that we're going to be using. If you ever want to take a picture, this is what your little shutter is, and it's going to pull up a camera, take a screenshot. You can start or stop a video or screenshot capture manager. So of course, I've already taken screenshots, so it's showing me what screenshots I've already taken. A hotkey for this one is C on your keyboard. So if I were to push the button C, I have now taken a screenshot, and I can have this not show me. I can add it to Twitter. I can view Screenshot Manager from here, or I can delete it. So if I were to click on Screenshot Manager, it now shows up in my screenshots, and these were the screenshots I took earlier when I was playing. So anytime you use a screenshot, you can do that, or you can click this button, and again, it gives you the hotkey, the C there. And then if you want to take a video, now you can see it is taking a video. So this is something that you definitely can do if you're making content and wanting to put it somewhere else. As you can see, the game is outlined in yellow to let you know that it is recording. So that's always fun to do that. And then your game is going to tell you where you've saved it at. And then when we go ahead and hit that again, it go ahead and stops. Now it tells you the hotkey for that as well. So anytime you want to know the hotkey for something, just hover over it. The only thing that doesn't have a hotkey is a screen capture manager. So we have V for video and C for camera, 0, 1, 2, and 3 for the speeds. And then of course down here is your time. Depending on what DLC you have, you will have some more extra items down here. One thing that was asked of me from some people, they're like, how do I travel? It's not as obvious as some people may think. So anytime we want to go somewhere, down here you have a notebook in case your sim needs to keep notes. Then you have your telephone, and then you have a calendar. So we're not going to worry about the calendar. The calendar literally just tells you events that's going on around you, and when to go, where to go, and all that stuff. Typical calendar. We're going to go to the middle one. If we hover over it, it looks like a bar phone. So we're actually going to go ahead and wake her up. We're going to go to our phone, and it's going to give us some options. So when you first get your phone, you're going to have entertainment, you're going to have trendy, you're going to have social bunny, home, shopping, travel, and business, and then you'll have your camera and social. So if you want to travel, you're going to click on the car, and it's going to give you options to where you want to go. You can go on vacation, you can move your household, you can volunteer. Depending on what you click on, it's going to tell you what to do. Call the fire department, check on your bills. Just if you want a business, you can find a job, buy a restaurant, buy a retail store. It all just depends on what you're clicking on and what you're going to do with it. So this is definitely something that I would suggest you point and click to and just get to know your phone, add to Simstagram, all these different things. So as we said, we wanted to travel. So we're going to click on travel, and then it'll ask you if you want to travel with someone that you know. And we could click on her and bring her with us, but we're not going to. We're just going to hit the check mark. We're going to travel somewhere by ourselves. So as you do that, she's going to get her phone out, and then we're going to get on the way. So once we get out here, we are now in that manage world option. So we can travel to any of these places. Now say we don't want to stay here. We're going to click on the little world on the top left hand side, and now we can click on anywhere that we want to go. The only reason why we can't go to the destination locations is because those have to be by vacation or rentals. So on a normal, anytime we want to travel, we can click on any of these, and then we can go wherever we want in those locations. So we want to go to Pepper's Pub. We're going to click on Pepper's Pub, and then we're going to go to our little car, and now we're going to travel over to Pepper's Pub. All right, so we just got to the pub, and so now we can literally just go in, go sit down, interact with anyone here. This is a great way to meet new Sims, to add to your friends list, whether it be on Instagram or to just have them in your phone. And as you can see, we're going to talk to her, and she is uncomfortable. So we know what mood she's in, so we don't know what type of personality we're going to get when she's uncomfortable. So the other thing we're going to look at is on the bottom left-hand side of our screen. When you make a sim, you have to pick aspirations, traits, and etc. So you're going to pull up, when you hover over your aspirations, which again, it has a hotkey that you can pull up to hit G. These are the things that your sim wants to do. So our goal right now is that we want to take photos. So we want to make sure we have a camera for her, because that's one of her aspirations. And then we want to share photos with different Sims. anytime that this thing is telling you to do things with a different sim, you can click on them and find that option of what we want to do. So, I don't know if I have an option to share photos with her yet, but as you go through, you can find share photos or whatever your aspiration is that you want to do with another sim. Alright, so one of the options is she wants to take photos. So we're going to go to our camera and we're going to do take a photo with Angela. She's right here with us, so we're going to go ahead and take a photo with her. So now we're pretty much asking her to take a photo. What's so cool about this is that it actually pulls up a little photo camera that you can take pictures with, and then you can change their mood and their faces. You can change their poses. It's really fun. And then you can turn the flash off and on, and then you can go through and change the, what is this called? You can change the filters. I was like, what is this called? You can go through and change the filters if you would like. Oh, that one's a nice color. And then you can move up and down, or you can just hold it down and click and do like that. And then you just click again, and we're going to close the filters out. And then you can switch the orientation, whether you want it to go up and down, left and right, vertical or horizontal. We'll say that way. And then you would just, and then when you're ready, you would just take the picture. And now you have taken a picture, and then you can exit out and you're all done. And so now it says that I have taken one photo. Now, what's so fun about that is that it also saves in your screen capture, so it'll also be saved on your computer wherever your location is. So it looks like she's around town taking selfies. So that's really cute, especially if you're someone that wants to tell stories with your sim, to really put people in their perspective of what they're going around town and doing. So if we wanted to go up to another sim, we would, of course, greet them, friendly introduction. We would go back to our camera and say, take a photo with. Actually, let's take a photo of. So we have that option to take a photo of. And let's wait till we introduce ourselves to her, because she's not showing up as someone that we know yet. Okay, so now let's take a photo of. And so now we can take a picture of her. Of course, we're going to ask her, hey, can I take a picture of you? And then we're going to get into place, and she doesn't look too pleased. But we can change her. There we go. That's a pretty good picture. So they're going to pose for us. Let's change the filter. Maybe make it a little bit brighter. And then let's actually change it, our orientation this way. Oops. Change our orientation this way, take the picture, and then we are done, and we will take a look at it in a second. All right, and when we go to our inventory, we can actually take the picture out and put it on a wall. So any picture that you take, you can go in and put them on the wall so you can have your own little decorations. And so, down here at the bottom, that is the little box that you can open with I. If you ever want to put something in your inventory, you just left-click, drag, pull it over, and it stays on your sim. Or you can drag it to the little cash register and sell it. So, as we're down here on the right-hand side, we're going to look at other things. There's a section for a reward store. So, different things that you do, you can unlock different things to help your sim out. There's instant fun, instant hygiene, focus potion, different things that as you do different things for your aspiration, you're going to earn those points for your reward store. So as I take photos, as I share with 3 different sims, I'm going to earn those reward points, and then I can go through and have those things help me out. Up next is the career. Now, you see, every time I hover over something, it's going to give me a hotkey as well. So you don't have to use your mouse if you want to use your keyboard and memorize those. The next one is our job. So if we click on that briefcase, we can click on join a career, or we can click on our telephone and go to business. And then we can find a job that way, find iJobs, buy a restaurant, and all the things. So that's when all the careers are going to show up, and then you can just pick which job that you want to apply for, and it'll tell you how much you make an hour, what are the times, and what days that you work. Up next, we have skills. These are the different skills. Like right now, we have photography because we have been taking pictures, and then we have charisma. And then as we do different things, like if we start cooking, if we start painting, all of these are going to show up, and the levels are going to show up next to them, and it's also going to give you a description if you hover over them. Relationships are next, or in your hotkey are. So these are all three people that we have met. As you meet people, they will show up here. As you get to know them, you'll learn if they're married, what their traits are, if you're a best friend with them, if you're a lover, if they're your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, anything like that. All of that will show up as you get to know them. Right now, we are all acquaintances, and I know that Eleanor has a husband. His name is Akram. And all I know with Angela is that she's a young adult, and all I know about Lilith is that they are a young adult as well. This shows all of your friends. Each bubble, this shows friends, anyone's in your household, those that are romantic with, those are the ones you work with, your clubs that you enter, pets, and livestock as you get different DLCs. Up next is our inventory, which I talked about earlier. Up next, we have the Simology. So this is where you're going to see how old your sim is. So we have 23 days until we age up. This is where you'll find your family tree as you start growing. And then this is your stats. I never really look at stats. If you want to see how many times you were bored, how many times you were happy, how many bathroom breaks have you taken. So these are just extra stats if you want to look at them. But I've never, it's probably the second time of me ever opening that. And then these are your different traits. So right now she's clumsy, a party animal. She's a creative amuser. She's an artist and a jester. And it's going to show your likes and dislikes and your lifestyle and how the public looks at you. So these are all different things. This is the neighborhood action. And again, some of these will change depending on mods and DLCs that you have. But if this is a little bit more in-depth, if you want to look more into your sim, if you forget what their traits and other things are. The other one is our needs. This is with the O key on your keyboard. So this is going to be very important as well. I usually keep this up during the entire time I play because I need to know what's going on. If it is closed, usually it will flash red of what they need. If they need to go to the bathroom, it'll flash red, say, hey, they need to go to the bathroom. You'll have energy, hunger, bladder, fun, social, and hygiene. As it goes down, it'll turn yellow, then red, and once it gets full back in, it'll be green. Little bars will show you if they are enjoying themselves. So right now, she is having fun, so those 3 green bars are showing you that, yeah, this is working. If it's not working, it would be flashing like the hunger one was, and it has that red arrow that, hey, while they're doing this, they're actually getting really hungry, and you can tell that it's starting to go down. Social groups are right here. This is for clubs and organizations. So this will only pop up when you have, is it Get to Work? No. It's Get Together. One of those DLC. Is it Get Together? I can't remember the name of the DLC. You have clubs, and then you have university and schools. These are where you would join those clubs. And then if you were to have Get to Work, this is where it will show the businesses that you own. So if you own a retail store, if you own a vet clinic or anything like that, this is where that will be. So as you can see, this is just turned yellow. So it's telling me she probably needs to go to the bathroom. And sure enough, that's exactly what needs to happen. So I know there's a bathroom downstairs, so we can easily just click on it. And of course, we click on it, it's going to tell us what the things we can do. We want to use it. As we said before, anytime you want to interact with something, just click on it. And sometimes you can't interact with something, and that's how you're going to know whether you can interact with it. If it's grayed out, then it's telling me the trash can's empty, so there's nothing to empty. We can't rummage through the trash can because there's nothing in the trash can. A lot of things are literally just point and click, and you're ready to go. So as you can see, our sim's mood is uncomfortable. And it definitely shows us that she's uncomfortable on her face and just in the bar. So these little bars here, you can click to expand them. She loves the decorations here. So yes, the decorations in the spot are making her happy. She did enjoy the food that she ate here. I think she grabbed something earlier, and so she's liking that. But she is very uncomfortable And that also has to go along with the glitch that's going on right now, and it is actually very unbearable when you start playing. I didn't realize how bad it was until I tried to play, and it is so hard. So the Sims are working on that at this moment. Up above, these are actually her thoughts. So this is something that if you don't know what to do with your sim, then you can probably go on the things that she's autonomously thinking. Right now, she wants to finish her painting. It also tells you how many points you're going to be getting so you can use in your points store. So if we wanted to remember to do this, we can click on this little pin, and so that's going to stay there until we get it done. She also wants to level up in handiness, so she could go out and fix something if something were to break, and it tells us she is going to gain 100 points for doing that. And then she wants to dance stereo to music. So we're at the bar right now, so we could click on a speaker, and we can just click go dance, and then it will actually go off of the list as something that we did, and we will get 25 points from that. All right, so it shows us right there that we got our 25 points because she was dancing, and now we are 25 points richer to use in the rewards store. Once you know all of those and know how to recognize certain things, it's really you go and do and play the game however you want to play. If you want to focus on your Sims jobs, if you want to focus on your Sims building relationships, whatever you want to do, everything is right there. So we had clicked on a job, and I meant to say this earlier. Once you click on the job that you want, it is going to show you $20 an hour, the days that you work, the hours that you work, and what your mood is, and how to get a promotion. So it's telling you right here, you want to actively participate in the work day of the detective, because I chose detective, I didn't mean to. And it's showing us right there what we need to do to get a promotion, and you need to make sure that you're in the green for a promotion. If you go to work in the red or the orange, it's very rare that you'll get a promotion because you're not in the greatest of moods. And then you can follow messages or keep them off or on. Because with some of the jobs, you can actually go with them, and some of them, it's just a rabbit hole. So keep that in mind depending on what job you want to do. So say we want to quit a job. We're going to go to our phone, click on the briefcase, and we're going to scroll all the way down, and we're going to click on quit job. So now, once she gets on the phone, she's going to go ahead and quit that job, and now you no longer work for that job. And then it's going to ask us, do you want to quit? Yes. All right, my Simmers, I'm hoping that was a really nice crash course for you guys. Those of you that really just need to see what is on the front of my screen, what is going on, how do I at least function to do things. Once you start learning all the things on the corners of the game and what they are, really from there, you can do whatever you want, play however you want to play your game. That is going to suit you the best. And honestly, if you have any questions or if you think I missed something, please just comment down below and I will get back to you. And you're welcome to ask me anything at any moment. I have no problem with answering. Don't forget to check out my live streams over on Twitch and all of my other platforms that I'm on. I am starting to do a little series over on TikTok and live stream there as well. So if you like TikTok, it is linked down below as well to follow me. And like I said, you can ask me questions anywhere, whether it be here on the community tab, TikTok, Instagram, or, on stream while we're streaming, as long as it's understandable. And, especially when I'm live, it's not going to take away from the content there. But please be comfortable asking. I have no problem helping. I love it when new people want to come in and try a new game, because it can be very overwhelming at times. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for enjoying the information. Hopefully it has helped you and that you will dive deeper into your Sims. If there's anything else you want to get closer into, just let me know and I'd be happy to make another video. So have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are, and this is Luna, Galaxy out.